Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
We're on page 45. Okay? So this is the homework from Wednesday night. And it says, find the slope of the line that passes through each of the following set of points. The slope does not exist. State it that it doesn't exist. Okay? What do I do for A? Anyone? John? Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. And if I do it this way, I want to make sure that I know that's X1 and that's Y1, that's X2, and that's Y2. So Y2 comes first, and then Y1 comes. Over X2 comes first, and then X1. 6 over 6. Yes? Does that simplify? It does simplify to be 1. Do we have to simplify? No, but it will make some things easier.
Okay, so first you want to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and then label them, and then take -7 minus 7 and 0 minus 4. That's an... okay. Whatever. I need my paper. And then that equals to 4, 0, and 0 over 4. And it's going to be a 0 thing.
Very good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the cards. Alexis, what is the answer to the first C? Louder. I don't know if it's right or wrong. We shall find out momentarily. The second C, Josh J. This one right here. Two. Okay, just give me the punchline. What's the answer? Seven over 0. Okay. I agree with your math so far. Who else? You want to give me an answer to not? We're not going to finish this one. We're going to go to D. What's the answer to D? What's the last one? -1 over 2. Now let's check to see if these are right. Okay, good news and bad news, ladies and gentlemen. I agree with this one. I told you that I like the math for this so far, but I don't like the answer. Everyone in your calculator, try 7 divided by 0. No, you're all saying the answer instead of actually telling me what your calculator tells you. Yeah, divided by 0 error. So that is not 0. If it came out as 0, they'd tell you. Yeah, they're saying it's undefined. No. Someone said, I thought anything divided by 0 is 0. If 0 is on the top of any number, that always equals 0. But if 0 is on the bottom, that's undefined. Okay. Now let's see if Mr. Bryce made a mistake or the person that volunteered D that made a mistake. They're voting with Mr. Bryce if you didn't hear them. So I take that point and I put that point underneath and I subtract. 5 minus 1 is 4. So far so good. negative 3, sorry. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. The y's go on top, the x's go on bottom. Negative 6 over 4 is the answer, which simplifies to be negative 3 over 2 if you wanted to simplify it. Okay? Okay, for the next question, it's pretty easy, right, ladies and gentlemen? Because it tells you rise over run. Tells you rise over run. Everyone, at once, what's the answer? 5 over 2. All you have to do is count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Rise over run. Does this go uphill or downhill? Uphill, because we read from left to right. Uphill, from left to right. So it's positive. Is this slope positive or negative? They say negative, so we might as well put the negative in it. And Dakota shouted negative 3 over 4. I agree. Negative 3. You go down 3. Down 1, down 2, down 3. So we're right here at down 3. Then we go over 1, over 2, over 3, over 4. Negative 3/4. Okay, you should be able to say this one without even doing any of the work. What's the slope? 0. Horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Vertical lines have a slope that is undefined. Horizontal lines have a slope that is 0. Okay, someone said they didn't understand it. It's on the line. So let's see the rise. How far do we go up on this line? How far are we going up? From here to here, how far do we go up? They say we don't, so that's 0. How far do we go to the right? 3. When we do 0 divided by 3 on our calculator, it equals 0. 0 divided by any number. Why does that work? I have nothing in my hand. I put it into 3 piles. How much is in each pile? 0. Absolutely nothing. So that's why 0 divided by 3 is 0. Okay. The slope of AB is 2. The line is parallel. A parallel line. So what's the slope of the parallel line? Okay. Anybody and everyone? Ooh, very quiet. Ooh. Let's explain this. It is 2. Because parallel lines, same slope. Ladies and gentlemen, in our notes, right here, we're going to write that this one is perpendicular. P-E-R-P-E-N-D-I-C-U-L-A-R. Perpendicular. It's perpendicular because the sign is the opposite. Opposite sign. And we reciprocate the fraction, John. So don't forget to write down the word reciprocal. If you don't like the word reciprocal, I know some of you like the word flip. That's on the record. I recorded it. Just ignore it. I really used the word reciprocal. Didn't use the word flip because we don't flip fractions. We reciprocate them. The answer is negative 3 over 5. Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Number 8. You read the question, and then the very last thing you see is the use of a grid is optional. What's that mean? Tori's got it. Tori said, use it. It wouldn't tell you to use the grid if that wasn't the easiest way to do the question. So we're going to use the grid. We plot the point -1, -2. We plot the point, we can't plot the point 3, but 3 is in the X spot. So the second point has to be somewhere on that red line because that's where X equals 3. We know the slope is 3/2. So we start at this point. I go up 3. 1, 2, 3, because the rise is 3. The run is 2. I'm not on that red line yet. I go up 3, 1, 2, 3. The run is 2. Now I'm on that red line. Right there. So that point is 3. And then how far do I go up? 4. So y equals 4. Where's my work? Because it says, all these say show work. The work is right there on the grid. Okay, so that's a fairly easy 2-point question on the regions. We're now on page 48. So what I did was I put a rectangle around the first point and a rectangle around the second point. Express the information given the problem in 2 ordered pairs. Oh, sounds like a point. Well, the first one has a rectangle around it. Let me see. Uh-oh. Which one is independent? Time or distance? Time is always independent. Time, because you can't speed up time or slow it down. Someone asked why. Why is time always independent? You can't change it. It always goes the same rate. So time is always the independent variable, which means it's always x. So let's make sure that we have the 1 hour as the first point and the 12 gallons of gasoline. That's the second point. The 3 hours is the first point and the 8 gallons of gasoline. That's the second point. Calculate the slope. Now that we wrote them as points, we can figure out the slope. I'm going to take, it doesn't matter which one you take, because the slope is going to be negative. You use gasoline, use up gasoline over time, so the tank is going to become more empty. So it's -2, +4. That's the x value, that's the y value. So delta y over delta x is 4 over -2. Question? It's okay if you did it the other way. You would get -4 over 2 if you subtracted it the other way. Now, what I always do is if there's only one negative sign in the fraction, I do always put it on the top. The y represented the gas or gallons, and this is per hour because it's time. I know that someone wanted to say miles, but the thing is we normally measure gasoline per mile, right? But the units here are in hours, so it's definitely in hours. Okay. Let's take a look at how long he'll run out of gasoline. Well, there are several different ways to do this, but if we know that he uses 4 gallons every 2 hours, I'm going to put 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Why did I put 12? Because the tank had 12 gallons in it. He started with 12 gallons in 1 hour. So in 1 hour, he had 12 gallons in it. So this is 1 hour up here. And there are 12 gallons. Okay, I'm starting to think that I should have done this number line backwards. But now he uses 4 gallons every 2 hours. So if this is 1 hour, at 3 hours, that's 2 more hours. So he lost 4 gallons. And I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this number line backwards. He had 12 gallons there. Minus 4 is now 8 gallons. 2 more hours, it's 5 hours, minus 4. 8 minus 4 is now 4 gallons. 2 more hours is 0. So how long did it take him? It took him 7 hours to run out of gasoline. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to start on number 3 and 3A and 3B with the people in your groups. Good luck. Have fun.